right, today's part of this series is all about the shoulders. The shoulders. It's an area a lot of us have just pains in, a lot of stuff we live with. But here's a few things to help you. You can use this before workouts, after workouts, whenever your shoulders might be bothering you. Let's start right here. Elbows bent, arms up, kind of a W. You can think about it as W. If you can zoom, yep, see W. Back, maybe find your shoulder blades a little bit. If you squeeze back, okay, oh, there's my scapula. They're very important. And all you're doing, again, you don't want your arms up here. You don't want your arms down here. Kind of in the middle. Elbows slightly below shoulder height. Squeeze in, move in. Tap the elbows if you can. Squeeze back as far as you can. Good, easy shoulder movement. You'll feel the shoulder blades move. And the shoulder blades are important. I mean, they're obviously, well, it may not be so obvious. Especially if you have to sit a lot. They may get a bit stiff, a bit restricted. Or if you're big time in the bench pressing, they can be a bit restricted. So let's get them going here. You should feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. It's also warming up a rotator cuff, the famed in song and story. Okay, that's number one, just those W kind of elbow taps. Key thing, you're not doing them like this. You're not just gonna, we're not going for speed. Do try to bring the elbows in. I know it's gonna be harder for some people than others, but just do the best you can, thinking about trying to bring the elbows in and to touch. Next up, simple, you can do this seated, you can do it standing. Hey, it's just big backstroke. Couple options, hands like this, movement around the shoulder blade, the biggest range you can manage. Second option, kind of the next step up, turn the back of the hand to face the outside of the thigh. Trying to keep my face in the light here. One side then the other. If you need to bend your elbow a little bit, that's fine. We're just focusing on movement, big backstroke, opening up chest and shoulders, activating the shoulders. You should be able to really connect with that sensation of what it feels like for your shoulder blades to move. Here's kind of a side view. Again, never allowing my ribs to rise up. That was an exaggeration. That was a bad exaggeration. But it's oftentimes when we lift our arms, the ribs want to rise. We want this to move independently around the shoulder. So whatever your range is, pain-free, do not force these. All right, last little thing, it's more of a stretch. Keep shoulders level, arm across, use the other arm to leverage it. There's kind of the move. This one's may not want to compensate by lifting your ribs, but still just being aware of that. You're bringing your arm across and pulling it in, stretching in the back of that shoulder capsule. Holding it 30 seconds or so. You can hold it longer if you want. 30 seconds is magical only because it's roughly how long it takes your muscles to kind of the fibers to start to really release and stretch. So stretches are generally best. I've probably talked about this before as we hold this last cross-body shoulder stretch. Stretches, static stretching like this, generally best after a workout. Active work and active mobility, at a lower intensity is generally what's best before a workout. However, if you're chronically tight in a certain area, you may want to add your stretches in before, during, and after, or throughout a day. But that's why I'm trying to offer you some new things here so you can work this into your routines for the best results. All right, that's it. That was shoulders today. Remember, John Holly Fitness is a YouTube channel. You can also find my books on Amazon. JohnHolly.com is the website too, so I'll see you next time. Welcome into our next video in our series, Progressing Through the Entire Body, just to give you some new things you may not have used before, just to work on general mobility, recovery, warm-up, however you want to use these moves. Today, focusing on arms, elbows, and wrists. Here's 3 things. First of all, sometimes these are called nerve sliders, but maybe something you've never seen before. Arms out, palms up. You can spread your fingers wide too to get a little bit of extra opening there around the wrist and of course, hand flexors. That's it. Then just make sure you're not letting your chest rise, your ribs rise. Try to keep that good vertical line, ear over hip over ankle, essentially. Slowly, you'll feel the shoulder blades engage. Note how my shoulders are level. One's not up, one's not down. My arms aren't up here. They're actually below shoulder height, please. And just slowly bending at the elbow, keeping your wrist pretty straight. Come all the way up. And then you're kind of pushing out. So we'll just do a couple of these. But you should feel that neural line, like a little bit of tingling. See how I'm extending through my wrist? Flex of the wrist. Rotate the arms or around the shoulders backward now. Straighten the palms. Do it again. And just real slow. Maybe give yourself a nice 3, 4, 5 count for part of it. And then a nice 3, 4, 5 count for the other part. Comes to here, your wrists are an extension. Flex, rotate, and do it one more time. This little nerve glider. So this is a great one, especially if you suffer from wrist, elbow, or shoulder irritation as well. So just all the way down that arm line, okay? Next up, this is great for the hands. If you suffer from soreness around the thumb pad here, it might even help if you have to sit at a keyboard a lot and get a little bit sore around your wrist. Fingers spread wide. Bring the fingers together. See how wide they are? Some people, when you ask them to spread their fingers wide, it's like, okay, it's wide. No, feel it. Let's get wide here, okay? Fingertips together. Note the heel, the palm is not touching. You're not trying to kill it, but just kind of push the palms toward each other in order to facilitate an opening in the hand flexors, okay? Plus, it does open the wrist some too, that carpal tunnel there. And that's it. You can hold it 30 seconds, 40 seconds. It just feels good, and it's a great way to take a break from your keyboard if you have to sit in front of one of those and work on one of those all day long. And that's about it. Again, you're not trying to work on your chest and shoulders. You're just applying a nice little maybe 2 or 3, if you will, on a scale of 10 in terms of effort. All right, last little thing. Shake out your hands a little bit. Last little thing, I'll show you one hand, but you can do this on both hands. We'll do about 3 rounds. Fingers spread wide. Bring your pinky to your thumb. Bring your thumb to your ring finger. Thumb to middle finger. Thumb to forefinger. And that's it. You can do it on both sides. You can do both sides at once. Not only is it a little bit of neural conditioning, because you may not think about moving like this very much, it's actually really good for your hand. Remember, just like muscles, just like any other part of your body, it may not be a part of your body you work on just to please people aesthetically like you would with biceps or squats or chest press, whatever it might be, but still very key, especially these days when we are on our devices so much and using the fine motor skills, through our hands certainly, but it does engage the hands, the wrists, the elbows, all the way up that arm line. All right, that's it. Use those as much as you can. Incorporate them for the best purpose that you have. This is John. You can always find more on John Holly Fitness on that's the YouTube channel, johnholly.com. There's books on Amazon. Heck, just like everybody else, I'm on Facebook and Instagram too. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.